Did you know that your brain is super fast, processing 2 to 11 million pieces of information every second? Here's the most mind-blowing part of that fact. You are only conscious of about 10% of that information. How is this possible? More importantly, how do you even function if you're only conscious of 10% of all of that information? Well, I want to talk to you about the subconscious mind. It is capable of running the body, keeping all of your memories from your entire life active and reactive, and it is also capable of creating change. Your conscious mind, what you're using right now to watch or listen to this video or both, is really just a small part of you. Most people believe that their conscious mind has all the power, and quite the opposite is true. 90% of your actions and reactions come from your subconscious mind. So what is going on with this subconscious-dominated brain? Well, your subconscious patterns were formed from ages 0 to 7. That includes memories, emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, and all of that has shaped your life. This period of time between 0 and age 7 is so significant because during this imaginative phase of your life, you live in a dreamlike state known as theta wave state, which is highly impressionable, and you are influenced at that time by your parents, your caregivers, who play a vital role in shaping your mind. And there is a quote, sometimes attributed to Aristotle and others, that highlights the role of caregivers in a child's development. And it emphasizes the importance of early brain states like delta and theta. And the quote is, "Give me the child at age 7 and I will show you the man." Well, I will show you the human. But the point is that during these years, a child's brain operates in a highly absorbent mode, soaking up the behaviors, the attitudes, and beliefs from their caregivers, and that shapes their future. I know, it sounds incredible, but bridging the gap then between the subconscious and the conscious mind is really the work of trying to know yourself better. So let's come back to the adult mind and you trying to change your habits in real time. It's essential that you understand that your conscious mind cannot know even where these thoughts are coming from. It's not as though your conscious mind goes up, flag that one, it came from the subconscious. That's just not happening. So technically, you need to become aware then of how the brain works and where the patterns are coming from to access and rewire the subconscious parts that are unknowingly keeping you stuck. Why does this matter? Well, it matters because this can fundamentally change the way that you are living your life. Now, I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, I'm a change agent, and I believe in helping people find ways to be happier. I learned that traditional coaching methods are ineffective because they comprise mostly conscious work, which only supports changes 10% of the time. Not a very good statistic. It does explain, though, why life changes can seem so tricky. So this journey starts with inner work. It starts with understanding yourself better, increasing your self-awareness, which allows you to understand your motivations and where they come from, and ultimately the goal of bringing you more happiness and less pain in your life. So most people do this work with conscious goal setting, action plans, routine changes, and often, the results could be better. And even if they work at it for a little while, they might make some progress, and they find that as life stresses come and go, they fall back into the same old patterns. And this is because those subconscious patterns are robust, they're strong, and they've been with you for a long time. without challenge. You've accepted them as a part of you. So I want to share an example, which many of you can relate to, but it has to do with helping people improve their nutrition and their fitness, and even reversing things such as diabetes or prediabetes. And they would start out really positive. They'd have all these tools and they'd be so motivated. And after a short time, they would start to backslide, or some would just get stuck, frankly, right at the starting gate. And so while we can point to a need for more consistency in implementing new habits, we have to look behind the scenes here to the subconscious, to the patterns that maybe at an early age were, about food being used to soothe stress or upset, or maybe there was guilt or shame around eating due to family or cultural or both expectations about what people should eat, shouldn't eat, or amounts of food. So getting stuck at the start is sometimes due to a long time pattern of people pleasing, a sense of having to do so much for others because there's a sense of unworthiness if we don't take care of everyone else before ourselves, then we don't feel like we're going to get love. And so the bottom line is that taking the time to work out and prepare healthy food, it can bring up feelings of shame, guilt, or unworthiness that are underlying the reasons why it's so easy to slide back on progress or fail to start. So this is another reason that I expanded into the subconscious world and got certified as a subconscious healer, because I needed some more effective, updated tools to help people create long-term sustainable change. So if we're missing out on 90% of our brain power that is residing in the subconscious mind, if we can simply learn how to access that by increasing our self-awareness to begin with, then we can learn how to rewire the subconscious mind. So imagine if you could harness what is already working for you 90% of the time, rather than trying to work with the part of your brain that can only consistently show up 10% of the time. I mean, once you experience this power, there is no going back. It is a game changer. If you want to create a life that is more aligned with your dreams, your desires, and your deepest inner self, your soul, then you need to get started on doing the preparation work for getting into rewiring your brain using subconscious healing. So there's a couple things that will really help you to be ready to do this. And even though I'm not a neuroscientist, I am certified in subconscious healing, and I'm an intuitive, I'm an empath, and a health and life coach. So my background is in mental health and leadership, and I've coached individuals, teams, leaders, teachers, and students to get to the root causes of problems and to create more of what they want in life. And since I was a teen, I've been interested in and practicing spirituality and challenging generational patterns. And what I found was that we need a practice for inner work. First, to go on this journey, you have to have a desire for change. And many of you who are listening to this probably have something you've been trying to do and it hasn't been working. So having a desire to change, being open to new ideas of how to do it, and it all starts with a daily practice that can help you to clear and calm your mind and body, whether you are interested in yoga, meditation, breath, sound healing, or just quieting your mind with, a white noise sound, or even just taking a nap when you have negative emotions that are running wild. If you don't have a practice, that's perfectly fine. You can start developing one. Just dedicating anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes daily, you can learn to reprogram your subconscious mind effectively. The real keys here to doing this well is by prioritizing self-compassion and self-care, all the while practicing these new mindfulness techniques to increase your self-awareness. It takes time and patience to find the ones that work for you and which don't, but the rewards are so worth it. So I found subconscious healing because, as I said, I felt that traditional methods of healing unhappiness in life were just not providing the relief for myself and for my clients. And many of us, we're just tired of talking about the same old things. It was during that time that I met a coach who introduced me to subconscious healing, and it completely changed my life. The other amazing thing is that the results continue to grow, and my power to change and manifest the life I want keeps expanding. So I want to briefly talk to you about the roots of subconscious healing, and it is a brain training style that came out of neuro-linguistic programming, often referred to as NLP. This can help heal your emotional patterns and beliefs, and it is based on neuroscience and some theories that have been around for quite some time. Even Freud referred to the brain as an iceberg with only 1/7 of it visible above the waterline, and the subconscious comprising the majority, or 6/7 of the brain. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a cell biologist by trade, has been investigating the notion that our genes create reality since 1967. His book, The Biology of Belief, details how the link between mind and matter is real, down to the cellular level. In fact, his research created the basis of the epigenetic movement, laying the foundation for a consciousness-based understanding of biology. If you grew up in a family, for example, where money was scarce, you had to work hard to make it, maybe everyone had jobs, and also there might have been a sense that, at times there was money and at other times there weren't. This becomes part of your subconscious pattern around money. Maybe your family had judgments about rich people. This colors how you live your life, how you make decisions, and more than likely could have created a scarcity mindset or just a negative attitude in general. Your conscious mind may want to become more wealthy, and you might do things in the world to create this: education, working hard, starting a business. Yet, if you continue to have self-doubt and these externally imposed beliefs that you heard growing up may be getting in the way and leading you to a sort of imposter syndrome feeling of, am I really worthy? Or, this is taking too much work, or this is, not going to come to me unless I struggle and work my fingers to the bone. All of these ideas are potentially coming from your subconscious mind and interfering with your ability to manifest the abundance you want in your life. So most of us are walking around with beliefs, thoughts, repeated emotions that have to do with other people's, i.e. the caregivers, the parents' beliefs. We're also influenced by culture, religious beliefs, and norms that aren't our own as well, and those impacted our parents at different times, right? We're in a very different time now. All of these things take us out of alignment with who we are. Take another example, triggering events. This wasn't even a word 5-10 years ago, and now people are triggered constantly. And if you think about it, the trauma or the experiences that you had when you were younger can lie dormant. And then something happens and you have a trigger, right? And you're flooded with emotions. All of this is the work of finding what those memories were that are so highly triggerable. And so we can go in and we can find them and we can neutralize them so that we're not so overreactive in life. Realize that, you're not living necessarily in alignment with your own beliefs, values, and patterns. Then, unfortunately, we're very prone to triggering, getting triggered, people-pleasing, imposter syndrome, and all of this leads to unhappiness and confusion. If you want to learn more about subconscious healing, to work on emotional patterns like people-pleasing or imposter syndrome, check out the link below and grab your spot to access the recording. And please check out my other videos, which will help you to find ways that you can quiet your mind and increase your theta state so you can create what you want in this life. Thank you.